Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Tom. Tom is from England in the UK. So let's see what Tom has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Yeah.
Hello Tom, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
Of course. I'm honoured that you'd even invite me on, to be honest. I'm just a little singer-songwriter, so yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. How was your day today?
Yeah, it's all good, all good. I have a day job, obviously, so I work full time, and I work in a golf store as a manager, and then by night I'm singer-songwriter. So yeah, it's yeah, yeah, busy, I'd say.
Tell me where you're from, Tom.
So I'm from Bournemouth, a little town called Bournemouth, in Dorset, England. But I'm born and bred in like Buckinghamshire. But I came down here for uni, and then I just stayed after that because it was so nice. I can get away from the beaches, So yeah, it's a lovely area. So yeah.
And that's the place where your family live as well, or not?
Yeah, so I've got family, different parts in Swindon and some in Buckinghamshire as well. But I'm on my own down here, but I've got like a close-knit group of mates and stuff. So yeah, it's all you need.
So tell me, what's the biggest joy of living in Bournemouth, in your opinion?
Oh God. Well, obviously I would say more being on the coast. So just having the beach right there. Not that I do go and visit it, because I should do it a lot more. But yeah, the beach being right there is great. And I originally got attracted to it because of there's a lot of like good sport and music out there. But yeah, in general, it's just a nice area to live, to be honest. It's simple as that, really.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start the interview talking about your career as a musician. As I was checking your profile, I was checking some of your lives as well. So tell me when your journey started as a musician.
So my journey started when I was about 20 years old. So basically, God, I have to think back. No, 22. I want to say 22 actually. So that was about 7 years ago, and it all started with basically I started to watch my mate play the guitar, and I always had family who was into the business, like my granddad, and very musical family. But I never sort of really took keen interest, but I'd always be singing in the car and stuff, and my mum would tell me to shut up, and like, what you doing? Like, you sound like a strangled cat, the usual thing. But yeah, but I just sort of got into it because I saw my mate playing guitar and thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. It literally was instinctual. There's no other way I can explain it. It wasn't something like, oh, well, ever since I was 5 years old, I've always wanted to do this. It wasn't like that. I was like that more with golf. I played a lot of golf, and and I work in a golf store, and that was more the first love. Music came later, and that's when I really realized I feel like I can do it, and I can. So it all started there. Saw him playing, and I was like, I'll just pick up a guitar, and I'll just see how we get on. But I really wanted to, and then I just kept at it. I'm very persistent, so I just kept going and driving it home until I made my fingers bleed. quite literally developed blisters, and now you've got calluses, and these calluses here, that's what you develop when you're a guitarist.
Oh, wow.
They create a thicker layer of skin, so it keeps it nice and thick. And basically, yeah, I picked it up from there. I remember my granddad, he wouldn't like it if I was boasting him, but he's passed away now. But he's he was like at EMI, and he worked at quite a high level up there, recording place. So he was very good. And I remember him trying to teach me a 12-bar blues years ago, and I just couldn't pick it up for the life of me. Even though I'd started playing guitar, I just couldn't pick it up. And then that's why he says, I have a documentary. It's all out on my YouTube channel, which explains this whole process conveniently. Wow. But yeah, it's all on there. It's all out there. And it basically says that he didn't see me playing. My mum didn't see me as a singer. But honestly, it's a story of just practice makes perfect. And that's where it sort of led to. And started playing more over COVID, and then started wanting to write my own songs because I didn't really see a cover artist sort of thing. I wanted to tell my own story, and then it just led from there. So yeah.
Wow. Amazing. I love those stories where suddenly something, comes into your life and you just embrace it, you just start enjoying it and it
Yeah.
becomes something big for you, for sure.
Yeah. It's not a typical story of it's not like the typical I was 5, 10, 15 years old and I just started watching people. Like it's not your typical story. It's more of a story of persistence, which is something that should be quite relatable to people when people ask how to play the guitar so well. I'm like, let me show you this video of like 7 years ago when, when I was like trying to play like individual like little like almost notes, but bass notes. Yeah.
Wow, great. Okay, Tom, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Okay. Okay. I'll brace for impact.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share?
Oh, God. I'm not sure you're ready. My life's a bit wild. So, yeah.
Welcome to William in the Magic Box.
Oh, the magic box. Here it is.
Yeah, there's a box here on my side. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, all right, okay.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, you don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
I'm open book. So you can ask me whatever.
Great. First question is, how do you describe a perfect friendship?
Oh, wow. Good question, because I've had friendships that you think are good and then they break down and they're good again, and so probably two-way, if I could describe it. Two-way.
Sure.
Like it's more that it's you don't want to be the person that's always constantly reaching out to them, and when you realize you are, that's when you realize that you might have just been, I don't know, like it has to be two-way. That's the best way I describe it. So yeah, just being supportive of each other, but being to a point that being realist. So if you feel like someone could be doing something better, a true friend could just step in and just tell you. And I'm very blunt, so that's probably why I believe that. But some people be like, "Oh, we'd be fine, let him get on with it," but I'd be like, "Don't know about that. Not sure you should be doing that." But yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah.
And who is your best friend right now?
Is a chap called, I'm sorry, I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning him. He sort of picked me up when I was sort of struggling. Recently I broke up with my ex at the time, and was in a bit of a bad place. And he sort of, I met him at the right time. Basically, fitted him golf clubs, quite literally, and met him as a customer. And I was like, this chap's all like, he's all right. Get on with him. Like, you know what it's like? It's like a date. It's like a guy date. I don't know how to explain it. It sounds really gay, but I'm not. I promise. But anyway, but like it's like yeah. So we just got on really well. And I thought I actually want to go out around a golf with him and see what he's like. And then it just sort of went from there. We do gyms together. He's super supportive of my music. We don't know. Yeah, we're it is quite interesting because I'm a single guy who's 29 and he's 40 and he has two kids, a wife, a house. He's like complete opposites, but we mesh really well, and it's like a older brother, younger brother type sort of relationship, and I kind of enjoy that. It's a bit more of a bromance. So yeah.
Okay, so we will watch this interview right now. We don't have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching.
Oh, you know what I'll say? Get in the gym, Will. Get in the. Can I swear?
No, you can't.
No. Okay. Get in the gym, Will. Because no, he's a massive gym man, and I'm a gym man too. But I know he's had a few weeks where he's been letting off it. Understandably due to stress, but I'll be like, get in the gym, Will. That's what I'd say. It's what I mean. No, normally people be like, oh yeah, I love him to bits, and I'm just like, yeah. It's like this is what I mean. I feel like there's no fluff with me and him. We're just like it's full of banter, and that's why I love the best friendships to be. So yeah, goes back to that. Yeah.
And in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
Biggest difference is obviously his lifestyle. He's got
Hmm.
kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm a single man who's just trying to find his way in terms of his career and stuff.
Hmm.
Obviously I've got a day job, but I don't want to be doing that forever. I want to be a singer-songwriter, touring, and gigging my songs everywhere and writing songs for, if it was a dream, writing songs for artists to then take on, being one of them background guys as well. So something like Ed Sheeran type thing does. He writes songs for others and writes songs for himself. So yeah.
Wow.
Biggest similarities will probably be our temperament. We're very sort of how do I explain it? We are very how do I explain it? I'm trying to think of the word. When you're just like you just want everything now.
This,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that, yeah, yeah. So I just basically we're very impatient at times, but it's quite good because that's kind of good because it makes us both quite ambitious people, and that's in turn because of that it makes us quite good fit. Because I've struggled to be friends with people at times who aren't as ambitious. Like I don't connect on the same level, but he's
Right.
very ambitious and so am I. So yeah, I'd say that's quite similar.
Very
Yeah,
good. Next question. Let's do it.
yeah.
Next question is, who has been the most influential person in your life?
Oh, I was going to ask you that, but no, you're taking my question. The most influential would be my granddad. My granddad obviously passed on, but he was a massive influence to me, both from a musical perspective and from the way he sort of led his life as a gentleman. Not your typical ladies player man. He was very much a married man, and led a life of great value. Something I want to lead in the future, and that's why he'd be my biggest influence. Also musically, sort of, because he was a financial director of EMI, he got to do contracts for like Sting and a few others. So he
Wow.
did very, very well. He would never
Wow.
say that, of course, though. But he sort of worked his way up, became good friends with George Martin and people like that. I'm name dropping, but I'm doing it because it's for him. And yeah,
Wow.
he's just such an influence on me. And I would just, even my name Tom Brady Jr. comes from, even though it's Tom Creasy, my actual name, Tom Brady Jr. is my artist name, and that's to honor him because his name was Tom Bradley. So I thought, what better way to honor him by being his junior? So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. And when you think about him, what was the most meaningful lesson you've learned from him?
Never rush.
Mhm.
Never rush. So goes in conflict with my impatience and my viciousness. But what he means by that is from a musical perspective. I'm building an album at the minute, which I've recorded the first track, the new album, and the more important thing with that is that don't rush the music to push it out just because people want to hear it or because you want to get out. You really should take your time because you only get one chance to release and that particular song or that particular album. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, what's the biggest joy of being Tom? What do you like the most about being you?
Oh Christ. uh uh Probably I don't know how else to say it, but like I'm a bit like bouncy, a bit nuts.
Mhm.
And that's probably why I'm very like I'm not like shy. Like if I get one-on-one with you, I'll probably be very, very like bouncy and energetic, and I've always been that way. And obviously I've moments where I do calm down, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm turned into more of an introvert over the years. But I would say I'm very creative. Which can lead me to be emotional, which is kind of maybe where I can connect to people very fast, but then I can get hurt quite easily in like relationships and dating. But that's kind of the blessing because if I didn't have that, then I wouldn't be able to write songs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'd say personally. Yeah.
And what's your star sign astrology, Tom?
Star sign. My star sign's Aries, so it sort of goes
Aries.
very
Okay, so you're
very,
Mars.
very well with what I am. A bit like energetic,
Yeah, yeah.
ambitious, very like I'm here to do what I want to do and I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Confident.
Next question. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Okay, so before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being a singer? What do you like the most about creating music?
What do I like the most about creating music? Telling your own story. You don't intentionally do it. I don't pick up a guitar and think I'm going to write a song right now. I almost feel it now. So I might be like, I might have gone through something, and I've literally said to my colleagues that I can feel something's coming. I don't know what it is, but something's coming. And I describe it as a build up of emotion, and then when you start to write, you start with what next thing happens. Obviously, I got the guitar here, and you start with chords and start just messing around, and then from there you start to find lyrics, and that's basically how a song builds. And then from there it goes into the recording process, which is where you get in the studio, you build the tracks around it of like the way you want the drums to do and the bass and everything, and then from there you build it into a record and then release it to the world. So yeah, it's such a problem solving dynamic in itself, songwriting and music, that it's coming from a place where, you know, I was very good at golf, that golf is like the most problem solving sport you'll ever play. If you've ever played it, you're constantly for 4 hours thinking, how do I get around this? How do I do this? If I do this, what happens if I do this? If I take this club, how does that happen? And that's why it probably meshes quite well with songwriting, but it's just the creative version of it in a way. So, yeah.
Wow. And for you to write your songs, do you need to be inspired? What's your inspiration for you to write your songs?
The emotion. Like I said, it's just pure emotion. Like obviously, you know, I can be inspired by certain sounds and certain lyrics and stuff, but be careful where you are. Don't pick too much, otherwise, all of a sudden you start to take copyright. So, but yeah, you know, I have inspirations include like John Mayer, Paolo Nutini, Eric Clapton, that sort of area. Early Ed Sheeran. When I say John Mayer, more early John Mayer, but it's that sort of area where it's pop, like a pop soul type thing. And then from there you start to get inspired by basically what events that are happening around your life. So for me, I get most inspired off love. So it's usually heartbreak or happiness. And that's what this album's about, and that's where the inspiration comes from. And then you take, then you just get inspired by everything around you. Yeah.
Yeah, I even made a note here about pop soul songs. I never heard this, you know, this style, let's say. And when I saw on your profile, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a note of that. And it just explained to me. It's amazing.
Yeah. So pop soul, I sort of actually had a look at what my music could be, and it involves soul and it has pop. So basically, I found out the actual term for most of these songwriters who do write is pop soul. Pop soul explains Paolo Nutini, James Morrison, James Bay. It's that genre of music. That is what pop soul is. So it's not like this word of like, oh my God, I've never seen it. It's more that it's just not used, and it's usually just classified as pop. But songwriting like that is coming from more soulful backgrounds. They're pulling from, you could say, older soul music, and then bringing it and then collaborating it with more popular sounds, and then that's what pop soul is. So it's a genre that I didn't know about. I mean, I found out of ChatGPT of all places. I literally typed in my influence and said, what genre is my music, because I was struggling to find what it is. Do I put indie? Indie's too generic. Indie's very like jazzy chords at times. So I was just trying to find my genre truthfully, and that's what it landed on. So yeah.
Amazing. Next question is, what is the most difficult thing you have ever done?
Difficult. God. Difficult is a good question. I should say something, but I can't really think of anything right now, which tells me that everything I've done, I found difficult at the time, I've conquered. I would say the most difficult thing I've done is not from a task perspective, because like I said, I'm very I like to learn very quick, so I don't like to dwell too much. I would say from more of an emotional perspective, I find things a lot more difficult. So I remember going through my breakup if she watches this. I was heartbroken. I couldn't, I was in a place that I was really, really upset. So I would say that was very difficult to sort of move through that. So yeah, it's not your conventional answer, I guess, but that's what I would say. From a task-oriented point of view, the only thing I could say is maybe guitar. But like I said, when you just put your head down, you find it less and less difficult. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, great. 3 questions left. Let's do it.
3 questions.
Next question is that a dream you always had?
Well, my original dream was to be a professional golfer. That didn't happen because I just didn't get down to a low enough handicap to be a coach. So,
Okay.
but I was very close, but I just didn't get that final bump. So now my dream, of course, with music, I'm kind of glad that happened. I believe in fate because I think I'm much better in music than I am at golf. And it is to be a touring singer-songwriter, ultimately, to make money off my music. Even if I don't have to be famous and stuff. It's enough that I live a comfortable full-time living off it. And, it's a great opportunity to connect with people, Yep. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah.
So tell me, you mentioned a few times about golf. So tell me, when you started this passion about golf, about playing golf?
Yeah, golf. Oh God, golf started basically when I was too rubbish at football. So I was, let's just say, I'm all right at football now. 100%, I can play 6-side, but let's just say I never got to grips with it. So I remember this clear as day. It was a tournament when I was about 8 years old. My granddad was there. I think my mum was there, and my brother was there. And we went to play football at this tournament for my team. And basically, in football, obviously, they switch halves. So first half, we're going the right way. I'm having fun. It's great. I'm 8 years old and having a great time. I remember this clear as day. I don't know why I remember it. I think I remember because my mum told me that I was being an idiot. So they switch halves. Now, young Tom never really understood that when you switch halves, that you need to go the other way. So what I did is they would kick off. I run off the ball. I start running the other way, kick the ball in the net, and think, yeah, I've scored, I've done it, it's great. Yeah, it turns out I scored an own goal, got subbed off. And my mum was like, you're not playing football anymore. You're not getting the grips of it. So brutal, absolutely brutal. And I totally get it. Obviously, you should know which way you're going. So obviously something didn't connect. And my granddad played golf casually at the time. My granddad was like, why don't you just come try golf, see what it's like. And I started to pick it up quite quickly. And I think they saw a bit of, I don't know, like maybe a bit of talent. And, they wanted to nurture it. And I got down to a low handicap quite fast. But it was just from there I couldn't get any further. Right. So it all started when I was about 9, 10. And again, that was more your typical, I started at a young age and this is why I'm good at this. So it's a good life skill to have golf because people pick it up later down the line anyway. So that's where golf comes from, and I still play it to this day, and I managed to make a career out of it and working for American Golf. So yeah.
So what do you do in the golf? Do you teach?
I'm an assistant manager, so I help run the store. But before that, I was a custom fitter, so I can also custom fit golf clubs. So in effect, if I'd be able to measure based on your height and how long your arms are in accordance to your legs and your swing. Really? I can really fit a golf club to you, regardless of putter or driver, and basically it would be your local expert. So I could tell you everything about golf and all the clothes.
So how tall do you need to be a professional golf player?
You don't have to be tall. It's about accuracy. You could hit the ball 240 yards, but if you're accurate and you're making it the right enough strokes, then you're fine. But if you are above 6 foot, you usually need longer clubs. If you are below 5'7", you usually need shorter clubs. And then from there, you have to work out lie angles, so how a club sits, whether it sits like, it needs to sit like this, and if it's sitting like this, the toe's too high, so you need to flatten it. So you need to give them a lie angle which flattens the toe down. Otherwise, you won't make contact with the center of the club face. Because if you don't make contact with the center of the club face here, what you do, let's say the toes up, you're going to hit more the heel, and that's going to decrease your performance because you're not finding the middle sweet spot. So that's an example of it. So yeah, that's
interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, that's an example of like how fitting is really important because it can really affect the performance of the golfer, even more so amateurs because they have less skill to deal with, you know, something like a wrong lie angle. So yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
2 questions left. Let's do it.
Left.
Okay, before the next question, tell me 3 names of 3 artists that you are very inspired regarding your music. That's always been inspired. 3 names.
3. John Mayer is the first one. John Mayer comes from a place of, I would say, soul. It's not necessarily his music style. Maybe acoustically a little bit more, but I would say more lyrical writing and from a place of the actual soul in the music. That's where it comes from. I would say Ed Sheeran, but his early days, that comes from more of a lyrical style and a little bit more of the musical side. So, you know, this guitar's a little bit smaller, typical shapes or like an Ed Sheeran size. They've got a similar vocal sort of, when I say range, I mean that highs and lows are quite similar to him. So the songs seem to balance out in the same area. And then in turn, the keys come out the same. So, and then I would say the Beatles as a third one. The Beatles are the ones where really the lyrical writing seems to be very on the nose and similar. And then even like they can be simple, but you know, when you could mesh them all together, it creates what I think is a bit more closer to pop soul. And then, you know, you've got more minor influences for people like James Bay and James Morrison inside there as well. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's pretend now that the Beatles, all of them, they're still with us. Okay, let's pretend. One day, you're going to wake up in the morning with 3 missed calls on your phone from those 3 you just mentioned right now.
Yeah.
Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message, I'll call you back later? And the third one, you don't send a message, you don't say anything, you just ignore it. Yes, for those 3, tell me.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't. Oh, right. Okay, so we've got the Beatles. Oh, I do. Oh, Eric Clapton, sorry, was a massive influence. He still is a massive influence.
But those 3 that you mentioned.
Sorry, I forgot to mention him. He was a massive influence. But I would, when you say the Beatles, is it all of them together or is it just
all of them together? Yeah, you're gonna receive all of them together.
Our group. So Ed Sheeran, the Beatles, and John Mayer. Oh no.
Which one?
I think I'd have to air Ed Sheeran. I think I would because I would. I would pick up the phone to John Mayer.
Okay.
I would definitely pick up the phone to John Mayer. He's such an interesting guy. If you've watched interviews of him, he's such an interesting.
So you called him straight away back. You called him straight away.
Yeah, okay. Instantly. Wouldn't even think about it. Done. Boom.
And which one you send a message? I'll call you back later.
I would send a message to the Beatles probably. So yeah, that's how much John Mayer means to me. So yeah, over the Beatles. So yes, the Beatles. I would probably send a message and be like, "I'll
call you back later." I'm too busy now. I'm too busy now. Don't worry, I'll call you back later.
Yeah.
And you literally ignore Ed Sheeran. Wow. By the way, he's watching this interview right now. Okay, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. I imagine years from now, if I ever get anywhere, he's watching it. I'll be like, look, I love it. You understand, right? And I'll just buy him a pint, and I'm sure
you understand. Yeah.
That's what I do. Just bribe him with alcohol. I know he loves the pint, so
he'll forgive you. It's fine. He'll forgive you.
I hope so. Yeah.
Next question is: what's the best advice someone has ever given to you?
Great advice, I would say. Oh my God. I think I would say it's from a friend that I have called Jack, and he would say, don't settle. He didn't say it, but he sort of said it in a way that would make sense. He would say, like, he said it in like the not terms, but like in the way of saying, in the way his actions are. Don't settle. Just don't settle. Just go for what you want. Like, don't be the guy who chose the safe path. Always do the thing that you should. Go for what you want, and
Wow.
go for the least risk. Go for the most risky thing at times. Because then, for me, that's songwriting and music. Just do it. Just get on with it. Don't waste time because you don't know how much time you got. So, yeah.
Totally. I like that. Actually, I like that. I think it's totally right. I would follow the same advice as well. I think you just need to go for it. And sometimes,
I think a lot of people in their lives don't take
yeah,
enough chances. I think they play life too safe. So
that's true. That's so true. And I think when you're gonna do something in your life, and if you feel this butterfly, it's scary, it's a good sign. It means with the right direction. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. Music care. Oh yeah. So yeah, 100%. Yeah.
For sure. Last question. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Amazing. Right, before the question, I'm gonna put you in the spot again. Okay, let's pretend, let's say you have the superpower or you have the opportunity to, to follow just one career for the rest of your life, and you would reach the best of it, being a singer, like a musician, or a professional, golf player, like to reach the top of it. Yeah, both. Which one you follow? Which one?
Oh, music, any day, every day of the week. I wouldn't even. That's not even a question. Do you know how much stress golf is at the top? it's if you've ever watched the Full Swing documentary on Netflix, you'll get an idea into it. It's very, very, very stressful.
Okay.
Because in the first two competitions when you're playing on the PGA Tour, if you go out after the cut, they call it, where they cut half the field, you don't get paid.
Really?
You don't get paid at all. You only get paid sponsorships. So you have to make sure that you're having good rounds regularly. Otherwise, you won't get paid. And bear in mind, they've got to cover hotel fees and everything, all the travel expenses. So yes, they get paid loads of money, but they have to turn up. And I think even though they get paid a lot in sponsorships, it's, we've seen plenty of golfers over the years crash out after they get to the top and they come back down again. So you won't hear about them stories as much because you hear about the glory stories. But yeah, whereas music is very cutthroat, but music is in a place now, especially if you're an independent artist, thanks to technology, where you can build a following and you don't need as much. So it's in a way, a little safer, but it requires a lot more work, just like golf does. So yeah.
Interesting. My God, I'm having like a masterclass of golf today. I love it. I really like it.
I can tell you, I didn't know everything about it, honestly. Yeah.
Last question is, what was your favorite part about school?
Oh, wow. Okay, I did not expect that question. That's a really good question. That's a good question. Favorite part about school?
Did you like school growing up?
None of it. Honestly, I feel like I've excelled a lot more in adult life than I have in school. I got bullied a lot in school over the years, by numerous different people. So and it's usually because I was quite energetic and outgoing and very honest and open, but a bit weird as well. So I feel like that's like why I was a target. So I didn't really enjoy school at all, and as soon as I got to uni, it got a lot better. You didn't see that sort of any bullying or anything like that. People are a lot more respectful, and then because they're more like adults basically. So and then yeah, I just enjoyed adult life a lot more, to be honest. Found music, golf. You have a lot more freedom. Even though you're working full time, you still have freedom, and that's have your own place and don't rely on anyone. So yeah.
Do you think that you are very confident right now? Like talking to you, I can feel how confident you are. Do you think it's because that time at school where you're bullied? Do you think it's because of that?
I've had a lot of growth.
Okay.
I've gone through a lot of growth, and I've learned over the years to care less about what other people think and just you just toughen up a little bit. Even though I'm
Yeah.
still emotional, you know, when I need to be and when I want to be, over the last few years, I've hardened up a little bit more and I've become a bit more, I would say, a bit more masculine, less feminine energy, and depending on other people and just doing it myself. And I think my music's really started to excel because you become more of a problem solver alongside it, and that's where I've started to work out, oh, this works and this works, and that's why I go live on TikTok, because I experiment, and I'm part of an agency called Fast Track on there, and that agency, first thing they said to me, go live, just do it, go live.
Amazing.
The best way to build followers. Don't rely on videos all the time, post daily, but go live. And I want to say a special shout out to Sam Strongman. He's the guy who's helped me. He's my mentor. He's absolutely fantastic. If you wanted to go and follow him, go and follow him. He does like opera, but he's like for pop songs. So yeah, wow. He's fantastic and a brilliant mate to have. So yeah, thank you to him because I've gained well, put it this way, I started doing lives 3 weeks ago, and I've gone from 1,100 to 1,700 followers.
Oh,
so
amazing.
It shows how powerful having the right advice is. Whereas it took me 1,100, that 1,100 followers took years and years and years to build. So, and I wasn't going live or anything. So, yeah. The confidence, I wanted to say, the confidence comes from a place of purpose. When you find your purpose, I feel like that's where the confidence comes out. I'm very, very centered in, oh, this is what I do, this is what I know, this is who I am. But when you don't have your purpose, or you're still finding it out, you're still finding your way through life, and you can't find that, that's when you can appear underconfident and you doubt yourself a lot, which is why you come across confident as well, I must say, because you know what you want to do, and you got this show, and that because of that your true self comes out and your confidence shines, and that's where men want to be like you, women want to see you. So that's what I found. So yeah, but yeah.
Right, so the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay, all right.
One word for family.
Home.
Money.
I said yes.
Okay.
Like yes.
Fear.
Strength.
Life.
Death.
Love.
Hate.
Religion.
You don't want to know what I thought. I said weird.
Okay.
I'm always weird. I'm not very religious though, so I'm not like
not right or wrong.
I am religious, but I'm not like a keen follower. So I don't. That's why I'm like weird. Is more a place of like actually insecurity. It's more me being like I don't really understand it as much. So yeah.
I see. One word for sex.
I can't believe I thought home.
Okay.
It sounds very strange, but
no, not right or wrong.
Yeah, it's because you're open, but yeah, you're open with that person, yeah.
Politics.
Ew.
Friendship.
Say that again.
Friendship.
Home again.
Desire.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Okay. Regrets.
Strength. You can find strength in regret. And
success.
Good, yeah.
Okay. Wish.
Hope.
Happiness.
Sadness.
One word for Bournemouth.
Fantastic.
one word for England.
Rubbish. The country isn't in the best state at the minute, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
One word for songwriter.
Heartfelt.
One word for music.
Home.
One word for golf.
Again, it's like home to me because I know it so well. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one now, one word for musician.
The job.
Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend. for a coffee, and I'm
Yeah.
going to ask him, define Tom in one positive and one negative word only, what he would say about you.
Oh God. I reckon he'd say ambitious.
Okay?
And he'd probably say like energetic.
Which one is the negative and which one is the positive?
Uh,
Joking. Joking.
yeah, the energetic part.
I know, I'm joking.
No, honestly, I in terms of I would probably say. I mean, they could go both ways, like because if I get a bit too ambitious, or I'm a bit too like, come on, like he's a very like he's a bit more. I'm a bit like, come on, mate, sort it out, get up. And he's a bit more like he's very good to have in your corner when you're going for a low moment. That's why he's such a good mate. He's the most empathetic person you'll meet, so that's why.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's play now, Tom, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But okay, Tom, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. The question I want to ask you is, obviously you are a host, so is there one person in particular, maybe on TV, that inspired you to get into hosting or interviewing, and if that person, I would want a reason why they inspired you in this way to get into
That's amazing.
question.
Love your question. Love your question.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Brazil, and back in Brazil, there is a Brazilian entertainer called Xuxa. It's a Brazilian entertainer. She, her show was for kids growing up in Brazil in the 80s, 90s. So I always, every morning, I had this. Actually, I can show the picture here. I'm playing her music. Look, that's her.
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
Xuxa. So she's very big in Brazil. Like, she was not a singer; she's an entertainer. However, she was, singing songs and for kids, and those songs was very inspiring, like willpower, how to go after your dreams.
I know who it is.
Xuxa.
She dated
Pelé, Ayrton Senna. Pelé, Ayrton Senna.
Ayrton Senna, that's it. I'm a massive F1 fan, so I know that.
Yes, yeah. Oh yes, Xuxa. That's Xuxa. Yes, she dated him. Yeah, they were very famous in Brazil at the time. She was the biggest couple. My God, that's amazing. You know her, Xuxa. Yeah.
Yeah, I have weird pockets of knowledge.
I love that. So yeah, I grew up watching her every day. Like, her show was very positive, was very, so back to your question, I think, that's brought to me, this makes me comfortable to do the interviews, because I always been very inspired by her for, be yourself, go after your dreams, believe in yourself. And I think that was somehow I've been always inspired by her, because she literally she was a model, and she came out of, started doing her show by coincidence, like somebody found her, and they, she started her career. And I think, I think that's always been inspired by her, like, growing up, because I think it's great for you to have, for example, have so many names that you've been inspired by in your music. And it's good to have some inspiration as well, because you mold yourself through your life and through your career. I think it's great to have those people, icons that you follow by. So I think it's amazing. So yeah, back to your question. Yes, I'm so happy that you know her. That's brilliant.
Wow. She was absolutely massive in Brazil, and Ayrton would go and visit her on set and stuff, from time to time. And
oh my God, you watched the movie, the Senna? Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I watched it. Probably about 3 times. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I love Ayrton Senna, so yeah. I'm a McLaren fan, you see, so I know all the history.
The movie Senna, my God, watch that movie. I had goosebumps all the time through the movie. It's amazing what he did.
Amazing. I think they did a series for him as well. I think it was on Netflix. Yeah, that was as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don, did you enjoy the interview?
Yes, I absolutely did enjoy it. Thank you. You're very easy to talk to.
Thanks for being so kind.
Questions I did not expect and questions I did expect. So a very good balance overall. So thank you.
I love your energy. I think it's the way to be. I love your energetic. You have this, this positive vibe as well. I think it's amazing for you. And I think carry on with your music, and keep trying, go after your dreams, and for sure things gonna come in the right time. For sure.
Yeah. Got nothing to lose. Best way to think of it. Nothing to lose, all to gain. So, yeah.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah, as a message, I would probably say, well, obviously, my name is Tom Bradley Jr. If you're worried about or thinking about starting up something, but you're not sure how to do it, be persistent, give it time. Eventually, it will come good. If you want to pursue something like a passion, do it. And if you want a case study, look no further. I started learning music at like 22, 23 years old, which is considered late for music. So look no further. Yeah, and obviously my name's Tom Brady Jr. I'm obviously going to, plug a little bit. So,
Of course.
TikTok, Instagram. I do have music out at the minute, but I got a new album called Home and Heart coming out next year. 11-track studio album, produced by Eris, a local producer in Bournemouth, who's absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait for everyone to hear it, most importantly, yeah.
Amazing. Let me know when it comes out, okay? I'd like to know.
Yeah, for sure, my friend. Thank you very much, William, as well.
Thank you. Thanks again. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Okay? Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.